Greetings, Earthlings, and welcome to a brand new season of Urban Nerd Weekly. That's right, today is Monday, May the 4th, and it's episode 1 of season 6. Thanks for tuning in and nerding out with us today, you guys. On today's Nerd News Update, Emmanuel Hudson and DC Young Fly recently teamed up against Spoken Reasons on the episode of Nick Cannon's Wildin' Out. Brian Kemp recently reopened the state of Georgia, and we're going to be talking about what's been going on since then. Tekashi 6ix9ine once again makes it into the intro of Urban Nerd Weekly season, and he is out of jail currently, and people are injecting themselves with fucking disinfectant to fight coronavirus. This is even worse than the Tide Pods. This shit is crazy, man. Just tune in, nerd out on today's insane episode of Urban Nerd Weekly.
This ain't no freestyle, bitch. This that he style. Hey, it's your boy Spaceship, man. I got a new podcast out I want y'all to subscribe to, bruh. It's called Urban Nerd Weekly, available on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play Music. My
Spaceship back up in the shit. Hide your snacks and cup your bitch. I'm about to hit the stick, so go and follow me on Twitch. Now watch me crank that herb. Now watch me crank that herb. Watch me crank that herb. Now watch me crank that herb. Spaceship back up in the shit. Hide your snacks and cup your bitch. I'm about to hit the stick, so go and follow me on Twitch. Now watch me.
What's happening? It's your boy Space, and I'm back for season 6, y'all. Sorry I left y'all hanging for so long, man. So much has been going on in the world and in life and everything in between. It's been fucking crazy. The world done been on punishment. Every day feels like Sunday in middle school and shit. Like there's nothing to do, but it's kind of cool and shit. Like, alright, so first of all, let's just, there's a lot going on in today's episode, you know what I'm saying? First of all, thank you for all of my Earthling gang members who have returned with me during my return. I'm so glad y'all kept rocking with your boy. Big shouts out to some Earthling gang members that just got promoted to, got some new lieutenants of the gang. My boy Bobby Abercrombie, Mr. Cage Crawford, my buddy. His first name is William, but he don't like going by William, so we all call him Cage. I like Steel Cage just because he likes wrestling, and that shit is just so much funnier to me than everybody else. But yeah, shout out to my buddy Cage, my buddy Bobby Abercrombie, buddy Greg Love. Big shouts out to Greg Love, holding it down on the Facebook page lately. And of course, can't forget about my girl named No Kitty Cat. She's just been promoted to general in the gang. So y'all gonna be seeing her be a little bit more proactive on the page and on the Instagram and all that good stuff. She's gonna be having her own segment on the show. It's gonna be awesome. We're gonna be talking about that a little bit more later. But she's gonna have her own segment on the show and some future podcast episodes. Right now, we still like in the middle of our whole social distancing thing, so we're still trying to figure out how we're gonna make it work out for you guys, because y'all know Nano Kitty Cat is fucking sick all the time and shit, so she didn't want to bring any germs over to Baby Nerd's way. Speaking of Baby Nerd, I love you. Yeah, so in case you guys didn't know, I just became a dad a couple weeks ago. Actually, almost exactly 3 weeks ago. Matter of fact, by the time this episode comes out and episode 2 has dropped, he will be 3 weeks old that day. So big shouts out to Baby Nerd. I love you. I love Mrs. Spaceship. I love you too, babe. She was a fucking champ. Couldn't have asked for a better partner in all this. And if I ever get famous, y'all make sure y'all play this, so y'all can let her know that I've been holding her down ever since I was nobody. But yeah, man. But yeah, like I said, so much has happened. First off, I want to ask you guys, if you feel like it, anything helps. It could be $1, it could be whatever. But on the Urban Nerd Weekly SoundCloud page, there's now a donate button. So if you guys want to drop a few little shillings in there to kind of help support us, get us through this hard time, because we are currently not okay, so it's weird because unlike a lot of people right now, we have jobs that we just don't get paid from or go to right now, and then when shit gets better, we'll be going back to them. So the struggle is real, you know what I mean? So any little bit helps. Most of the proceeds will be going towards being able to transport, just for transportation, and as well as, once we get back on our feet, a little bit of assistance in getting some new equipment for Nano Kitty Cat and I, so that way we can continue to give you guys a quality production. And yeah, man, I definitely just was letting you guys know that in case you guys wanted to help. But right about now, we're in the middle of what I like to call Urban Nerd Week. That's right. Since I wasn't able to drop all the episodes on time, I'm gonna hit y'all upside the head with 5 episodes in 1 week. That's right. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Urban Nerd Week late. So it's gonna be Urban Nerd Daily this week. But yeah, man, so we gonna drop all the episodes that would have came out all the way up until this Friday, since Friday is the new day that the show comes out. Like I said, we're going to be dropping a new episode every single day this week. So today is, of course, the May the 4th episode. And May the 4th be with you guys. That's right. It's already May. Skip all of April. Like, damn. Time is moving fast as fuck. But yeah, so like I said, Urban Nerd Week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, all week long. Y'all getting an episode per day. Make sure y'all tune in, nerd out. We'll be getting hit upside the head with the episode from Friday, April the 10th, which is the day that Nerd came into the world, which also was Good Friday. So shouts out to everybody that celebrate Good Friday. My little guy was born on Good Friday. I hope that means good signs for the future. Happy Easter to everybody since it's passed, as well as happy Passover to all my Jewish nerds. April Fool's Day was on the 1st. Fucking missed 420. Happy 420 to all of my tokers out there. So yeah, what the fuck has been going on since last season? Well, like I said, Baby Nerd's been born. Greatest things ever. But also, Trump's just been doubling down on the dumb shit. The Rona got everybody locked down at the house and shit. It's getting retarded out here. Nobody wants to be around each other or hug anymore. People were acting weird at the grocery store. Walmart's got people single file lining it in and out. Like it's a lunch line or some shit, or it's fucking, I don't know, dude. It's like going to Walmart is like going to the club right now. You gotta wait in that long ass line, and you got like a motherfucker at the door, and then you got the motherfucker watching the motherfucker at the door, and they decide when you get to walk inside. What the fuck y'all gonna do when it's like raining and cold? We still gonna be doing this shit then? Cause I don't know about all that, bruh. And then how is this gonna affect the antics of the summertime? Cause summertime is when everybody starts getting nasty and communicating bodily fluids across the place. So what are we gonna, like, because Corona is kind of like the AIDS of the flu world, right? Like, it's killing motherfuckers, and it's catching a lot of people right now. But after a while, people are gonna get tired of like giving a fuck, and and now Governor Kemp's opening up where I'm at in Georgia right now, or that's already happened. See, I wrote this episode to be going on. And then I added some more shit to the... Look, so much has happened, I don't literally know where to start since last season. Like, what the fuck? Tekashi 6ix9ine is out of jail. Like, we got... you know what I'm saying? We got a bunch of shit to talk about. Like, every episode, we got our digital download going on. You know what I'm saying? We got the Nerd News update. Of course, it's gonna be fucking huge. Got a new segment called Rona Watch. And I got tired of, just spending the whole Nerd News update talking about the fucking coronavirus. So now the coronavirus has earned its own fucking spot on Urban Nerd Weekly segment list. It's got its own little section called Rona Watch. New shit we are learning or that is happening in relation to the coronavirus. And even some of the stuff that we talk about in the Nerd News update is still gonna have to do with offset type like shit that the coronavirus has affected that would have been talked about just because of who or what it's happening to. But yeah, so we're gonna be having the Rona Watch. Probably gonna be doing Rona Watch all of season 6 just so we could stay abreast of all of what is going on with this upper respiratory fuck shit. Some new segments. Oh, wait, no, that's not a new segment. The digital download, I remember we started adding books to the digital download last season. That's still on there. Definitely trying to get back more into my roots trying to get back more so into my roots comedy. So we're going to be talking about a little bit more comedy stuff in the Nerd News updates now, as well as we're going to be having some comedy releases and the digital download as well, because, it's crazy. I don't tell you guys how into comedy I am. I'm a comedian, and then, me and Nano Kitty Cat be shucking yucks at y'all all day, so y'all don't really know, but we, this comedy shit is life, it's love, baby. You know what I'm saying? So excited to hopefully, I don't know how the world of stand-up is gonna be after this whole isolation, social distancing bullshit. I don't, that's the one thing that's really kind of making me bummed out, my boy's here, and I got a bunch of new material that I would love to, hit some open mics with. I got a lot of free time now because I don't know what my job is going to be doing, so it'd be awesome to kind of spend some time doing that, especially with this newfound joy and motivation, and I got all this new material I've been writing over the last year, been waiting to dump it off, and I don't know. The world's just in a really crazy, weird place. So, you know what I'm saying? We're going to be interjecting even more comedy into the show. Going to get into today's topic a little bit later on. Got a new sponsor this season that I want to tell you guys a little bit about. And I'm really excited about it because, it's a really good project. It's a community. It's like that's the irony. We finally get our first sponsor our first new sponsor that we've had in quite some time, because we've had, we've been working with the same group of sponsors that have been kind of helping us out with the show here and there for about a year or so now. Now we get some fresh blood, and you know what I'm saying? So, and here's the thing, that happened right before Corona hit. The Rona hit us smack dab right when we finally landed a new sponsor, trying to get some new money going into the operation. And it's a community outreach program. How ironic is it that we finally get a community outreach sponsor right when the community does not want you to fucking reach out to them? Cause you might have that shit and you ain't got a mask on. In case y'all ain't noticed, I don't have a mask on. It's cause I ain't got a mask. I don't know enough about what mask to buy that's correctly. I don't want to get scammed just trying to buy masks. And plus, I like to raw dog through life anyway. Nah, I'm just playing. I don't feel like I be, I don't get out enough to need a mask. Like, I go to Kroger for like 12 minutes. Hit Walmart for 15 minutes. I'm in and out that bitch, bro. I'm a smooth motherfucking criminal on y'all hoe ass niggas. Y'all don't understand. I've been doing this shit because I don't even like going shopping nowhere. It takes a long time. Especially when you grown up shopping. Grown up shopping takes a lot longer than, 20, early 20 something or teenager, or, like first apartment, like, when you're too young for this shit type shopping. Well, you just go, you get fucking cookies and shit. Like, you get a bunch of munchy food. I gotta go up in there with a budget balance and try to make sure I don't go overboard and all this bullshit. And now with all this Rona going on, we ain't supposed to go nowhere. I don't know if I'm gonna get a ticket for leaving my house or not, but we need water. My girl just had a baby and she breastfeeding. We can't be thirsty in this bitch. If the baby don't get the milk, then y'all gonna come take it away from us. How does that shit work? So I gotta go. I gotta leave the house. I can't shelter in the place. But at the same time, that's the funny part is, I've noticed that we've experienced this weird ass push-pull effect. When they were telling everybody to stay at home, nobody wanted to. It's kind of like nobody wanted to stay at home. They was like, all right, everybody stay at home. And nobody wanted to fucking stay at home. Now they're opening everything back up, and everybody's like, what the fuck? What y'all doing? Niggas is still dying out this bitch. Y'all want us to leave now? What the hell? How we going? I ain't going nowhere. So, first of all, it's like getting a kid in the bathtub, right? Like giving a kid a bath. Like getting them in there, they never want to take the bath, right? They never want to stop what they're doing to go take the bath. And then fucking you get them in the tub, bathe them, let them play with like a toy or some shit. 5 minutes later, they don't want to get out of the fucking tub. They're having so much time. Splish splash, they was taking a bath and it ain't even fucking Saturday night. They don't want to leave. So that's how people are now. Their house is the bathtub. You finally got them in there. Now you want them to get out. And here's the thing. It only seems like, they're telling us to get out the house now because they don't want to foot the bill to keep us in the fucking house. So like, all right. So before I get more into all that shit, because I'm just kind of mushing a bunch of stuff in all instead of putting everything in its proper place. We got a lot in store for today's show. First things first, I want to remind you guys to subscribe to the show. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure you do so on all platforms possible, that being, except Spotify, but it's on Google Podcasts, iTunes. Oh wait, iTunes is called Apple Podcasts now, so make sure y'all check it out on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spreaker, TuneIn, Outcast, Shoutbox, all of the major podcasting platforms. We're coming soon to Spotify. I know I've been saying this shit for like 3 seasons, but y'all know I'll be running on Color People's time and on Color People's dime, and we ain't all the way made it to Spotify yet, but we're gonna be there real soon, because I know y'all, a lot of people got Spotify and shit. We're gonna be there real soon. Make sure you follow the show on all social media platforms, especially the big 3, that being Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, all at Urban Nerd Weekly. No underscores, no dashes. Spelled correctly, at Urban Nerd Weekly. Very, very active on the Facebook page. Matter of fact, Nano Kitty Cat's probably on the Facebook page right now. Shit posting. I don't know. She does. I give her assignments and stuff to do, and then I'll look up and fucking she's posting a video of a car that's half on fire, and then you're like, oh, she found some crazy viral video, and then you realize, oh fuck, she is the person recorded the video of the car being dragged down the street, shitting flames out the back of it. And I don't know how it happened. Well, it wasn't flames, it was sparks, but still, I don't know what things she does, but she's doing her thing right now. So make sure you guys follow her on social media as well, at Nano Kitty Cat on Twitter and Instagram is at Nano _ Kitty _ Cat. On Facebook, y'all can find her at Nano Kitty Cat Nano 1, or y'all can just search for Kitty on Facebook. It should pop up, or y'all can look for the link on the Urban Nerd Weekly Facebook page. And of course, can't forget to follow your boy Space was here. Well, currently I am here, like I'm here right now. I usually don't say my whole name to the end of the episode, so then when I say I was here, y'all be like, oh, he's still here, but then the show ends and he's like, oh fuck, he was, but not now. So yeah, I know it's stupid, but I love it. It makes me feel good on the inside, and that is what's important. But yeah, make sure you guys follow me on all social media, especially the big 3, that once again being Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, all at Space Was Here, SPAYCEWUZHERE. And in a couple of days, you can add a .com to that and start back going to spacewashere.com. I had a little trouble with spacewashere.com last season, about to get that whole little situation fixed in a little bit. So by the time episode 4 comes out, you guys can start back going to my website to hit me up and see a centralized location of all my content, with my parodies, my videos, blog posts, every little thing that we got going on. All the stuff I got going on, I always post it on there, including the new episodes of Urban Nerd Weekly when they come out. Well, I was, but I'm going to get more active on it soon. I promise, guys. Trust me. This has been having so much going on over here. It's been this has been a crazy year. I don't know how many people have been rocking with me since season 3, or rocking with the show since season 3, but it's just been so much crazy shit going on ever since we picked up that stray kitty cat, and things have just been a whirlwind, man. So shouts out to everybody that's been rocking with us for that long. I didn't realize it, but right about now is like season 2, season 3 was going on last year. You know what I'm saying? I did season 1, took that super long ass hiatus because so much shit was going on. And now, like, when life throws me these challenges, man, I keep swinging. I keep pumping out episodes for you guys, because I tell you, man, you guys really seem to be rocking with the show, and it makes me happy to know that y'all fuck with the show on the same subjects and shit like that I do, man. It's really awesome. So I appreciate that. And oh yeah, if you guys want to follow me outside of the big 3, I'm still at Space Was Here on almost everything, like TikTok, Triller, all that shit. The only thing my name is different on is Snapchat. If you guys still fuck with Snapchat, y'all want to fuck with me on Snapchat, it's A1 Space. But everything else is at Space Was Here. But yeah, so that was that. Now it's time to get into today's digital download. Today in the movies section, we got, well, actually, this isn't today. This is Okay, so this is the digital download for April the 20th, but I still got to serve it up to y'all because I spent 3 hours writing up these episodes, so y'all getting all this content. Fuck the bullshit. But yeah, so April 10th, the movie Trolls World Tour came out on video on demand, and that's the new thing that's going now. A lot of movies are coming straight to video on demand because nobody's going to the movie theaters, which I'm not surprised, man. I gotta say this. It's not that far-fetched to believe that there's some kind of government conspiracy going on behind all of this shit, because it seems like it's a really convenient way to push people into the forms of, digital media consumption that are more feasible for all of the entities involved. It's cheaper for them to make a movie and just beam it straight to your Netflix or to whatever thing you watch fucking movies on and shit than it is to get it. They make it digital and then they got to press it for film and then send that shit out or send out the files and kind of compress it to make it simpler and all this other bullshit. They ain't gonna want to do that for long. Unless people keep going to the movie theaters, it's gonna be the only reason they still do it. And as long as this Rona is out and shit like this is going on, people ain't finna be seeing the movies. But I digressed. As you could tell, I had the can today. Like I said, Trolls World Tour came out on video on demand on April 10th. Sea Fever came out on video on demand on April 10th as well. And so did Tiger Trail on Netflix on April the 10th. On April the 7th, in the book section, we got A Bad Day for Sunshine by Davina Jones. Strike Me Down by Mindy Megan all came out on April the 7th. In today's music section, we got ASAP 12 Before Noon. Audio Push, No Rest, ... for the Blessed. Rod Wave, Pray for Love. I've been fucking with Rod Wave shit. I like that. All that came out on April the 3rd. On April the 10th, we had Boosie Badass with Goat Talk 2. That was actually hard. We had 2K Baby with pregame rituals. YSN Flow with Flow Season. And my boy Tory Lanez with New Toronto 3. Like I said, all that came out on April 10th. In the comedy section, we had my guy Louis C.K. with his brand new special, which probably went straight to video on demand, Louis C.K. In the video game section of today's digital download, we got A World Apart on PC, and that came out on April 2nd. On April 3rd, we got Resident Evil 3 available on PC, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and we got In Other Waters available on PC and Switch. On April 7th, we got Disaster Report 4 on PC, PlayStation 4, and Switch. And on April 10th, we got Final Fantasy VII, the remake, available exclusively on PlayStation 4. And that's all for today's digital download. Now, you guys know that me and Kitty don't sequester just making content to Urban Nerd Weekly as much as we love the podcast. We got other shit out here too. Y'all already know y'all can check out the Snack Pack, my latest parody comedy song compilation. Available on SoundCloud. Make sure y'all check that shit out. It's called the Snack Pack, like I said. Also, if you follow me on IG or if you have an IG and you just want to check out some funny shit, check out Stay Healthy on my IGTV page. As a matter of fact, I actually just uploaded it to YouTube. So you guys can check out Stay Healthy on IGTV and YouTube. That's my latest vlog talking about, cleaning hands and shit like that. Dropped it a little bit before the quarantine, so it was kind of funny how fucking relevant it really was. So make sure you guys check that out. As far as Kitty go, make sure you guys check out Kitty's Storytime series on her Facebook page, as well as the Kitty's Corner segment coming soon to the Facebook page, and it will be an extension of the Urban Nerd Weekly podcast. Of course, she got her own segment now. She got her own little promotion. She, general in the army now, general in the Earthlings gang, whatever we got going on. So she's got her own little segment on the page. So make sure you guys check that shit out. Tell her how fucking awesome it is. So now we're going to lead everything right into the nerd news. On today's nerd news update, your boy Spoken Reason. If you don't know or can't remember, it's the guy who did a lot of the relationship videos. He's the dude that did a bunch of the all-deaf digital shit. He started a movie with Melissa McCarthy from Bridesmaids called Heat. He's done a bunch of shit. He's broken down a lot of barriers. He's the first nigga he was actually the first guy making bands as far as the urban comedy community goes from YouTube or whatever. Big OG in the game. He was recently, and in the recent years, he was pretty hot a couple of years back, and then the last couple of years, he kind of cooled down. No pun intended, given the movie he was in, but the same level of heat that he had online back in the day, you know what I'm saying, has been kind of dwindling over the years. And it's mostly because of the changing landscape. Your boy was big on YouTube, and then the internet, didn't care about YouTube as much as it used to because it started caring about Vine. And then, people also started siphoning off to Facebook to catch some of their videos. And then, of course, Instagram has come along in the most recent years and just kind of took over all that shit. And then when Vine died down, anyways, it's rough because, YouTube is kind of, people are used to long format videos, anything between like 2.5 to like 10, 15 minutes, maybe, depending on how interested you are in the blogger. So yeah, he's kind of got swept in the whole thing where people are getting, caught up in the fads of shit. And in that amount of time, you know what I'm saying? Of course, like I said, I mentioned my boy E-Man, of one half of the EP Hudson duo that stands for Emmanuel and Philip Hudson. And as we all know, Emmanuel Hudson, along with, the great DC Young Fly, whose birthday was actually today. So happy birthday to him. Today is May the 3rd, and today, I believe, matter of fact, I think his birthday was May the 2nd. So happy birthday to DC Young Fly, birthday May the 2nd. And yeah, so those two, of course, you already know, have been on Wild Now for a couple seasons. And now, if you guys didn't know, a couple of months ago, Spoken Reasons has started up this whole beef with Nick Cannon, kind of seemingly out of nowhere, because it's like, he claims that Nick Cannon did some kind of spoken word segment type of thing on, I can't remember if it was on Wild 'N Out, or if he was doing it somewhere in a separate venue, or if it was it was online. I can't remember, but I do know that Spoken Reasons had a big problem with the fact that Nick Cannon was doing this. He felt like Nick Cannon stole the idea to do that from him. And I mean, if you want my personal opinion, I don't think that was the case. I mean, people have been doing spoken word since long before, you know what I'm saying, we came along, you know what I'm saying, because I can say that, because Spoken Reasons is me and him, he's not that much older than me, and niggas been doing Spoken Reasons long before either of us came around. So, but that's how he ended up getting on the show. He ended up getting on the show because he started beefing Nick Cannon. He got real loud, rah-rah with it. He sparked up a new level of interest in himself. He's made it to the Breakfast Club and done a bunch of other podcast interviews ever since then. And then he finally made it on to Wild 'N Out, and they filmed an episode with Spoken Reasons on there. I mean, that's not how you really get on Wild 'N Out. However, Spoken Reasons he still had enough residual leftover clout from his heyday to be able to be like, hey man, I want to be on Wild 'N Out. So he made it on. Now, we all know that Emmanuel Hudson and Spoken Reasons once upon a time collabed. And when I say collabed, it was, let's keep it 100, it was Emmanuel's song that was already on his page first. And he did the official, unofficial video for it in Spoken Reasons' car, and the video, of course, we all know, have seen it on Spoken Reasons' channel. However, what a lot of us had not known up until recently was that Emmanuel Hudson never received a dime from Spoken Reasons about the aforementioned video, which is fucked up, because that's a really, it's a really good video, and from someone who was recently a Spoken Reasons fan, it didn't seem like he would need to do something like this. He was already hot at the time. He was hotter than everyone at the time when this video came out, and that's the funny part. You like, okay, let me finish the story before I get into my opinion. So basically what happened was, Spoken Reasons made it on the Wild 'N Out, and of course Emmanuel Hudson's there. Now, Spoken Reasons has responded to questions about Emmanuel Hudson in the manner that he said he hasn't spoken, no pun intended, to Emmanuel Hudson since they did the Asking All Them Questions video. Now, in a bunch of interviews before this thing that happened on Wild 'N Out, he said it in a way that made it seem like Emmanuel Hudson made a video with him, and then never came back to speak to him again, like he didn't fuck with him or something, right? Like as if Emmanuel Hudson like was on some, oh, I'm hot now shit, I don't need you no more, fuck you, I'm out this bitch. Because a lot of people asked how come Emmanuel Hudson didn't reach back and kind of help Spoken Reasons when all of his popularity started to die down a little bit, right? And I kind of wondered that myself. And he, Spoken Reasons answered that question in more than one interview, even on his own YouTube channel where he did a video about what happened to him when he went to Hollywood. And that was a part of it because he explained what happened with Emmanuel. Well, he gave his explanation, which is that they did the video together and then Emmanuel never spoke to him again. He made it seem like Emmanuel didn't fuck with him, like he got the big head and like he ran off on a plug or some shit. Now, like I said before, Emmanuel Hudson, DC Young Fly, been on Wildin' Out for a couple seasons. They kind of the OGs there now. You know what I'm saying? Not the OGs, but they definitely the front runner gunners on the show right now. You know what I'm saying? Like 9 times out of 10, if someone new's tuning into the show and that they're already a fan of someone on the show, it's probably Emmanuel Hudson and DC Young Fly. Okay, so. Not to mention, both these guys are from the A-Town, so you already know they clicked up and they cool. And with Spoken being a Florida dude, it's always that what if, you know what I'm saying? There's always that possibility of a mini spark up whenever you got Atlanta niggas dealing with either New Orleans niggas or Florida niggas. I don't know how to explain to y'all why the streets work this way. Don't fucking ask me. I just study this shit. I don't live in it. But for whatever reason, niggas in Atlanta, like, especially, like, gutter niggas. It's always something about niggas from Florida and niggas from New Orleans. And it's not just the dudes either, cause strippers get to fighting, like Atlanta strippers get to fighting with Miami strippers and New Orleans strippers all the fucking time. Don't ask me how I know. I just do the research, people. I just do the research. But yeah, so it's a weird thing as far as, niggerdom between Atlanta, Miami, New Orleans. However, so that's that. And then, of course, this thing is going on between these guys. So, Spoken Reasons, like I said, Rah made his way to the show. He was all angry and this, that, and the third. And then, of course, the show goes on and it plays out. And I'm not going to lie to you, man. I was expecting some side-splitting shit once Spoken Reasons finally made it to Wildin' Out. You know what I mean? I thought this was gonna be one of those episodes that motherfucker, like, I was gonna be rewinding this shit. I thought I was gonna be dying laughing. But it was kind of a dud, bro. Like, the episode as a whole was kind of a dud. You could kind of feel the energy in the room that it was quite a few people probably not fucking with him in that room. And not to mention, he was dropping duds the whole episode. Like, I'm just keeping it 100 with y'all, man. Like, Spoken Reasons was nowhere near as funny on Wildin' Out that day than he normally is on his more popular shit. So, but you know what I'm saying? There's been dud-ass episodes of Wildin' Out before, and what usually saves a shitty episode, right? The wild style at the end. Usually, if the improv ain't on point, they couldn't come up with good shit off the top of the dome, and, the little skits they had going didn't work. The wild style always saves it. That's been like a staple, especially on the years where Conceited been shining on the wild style. So, of course, now, we all kind of have an idea about something might be having to be going on. And then I also want to mention that, Spoken Reasons and DC Young Fly have had altered, like, they had words through the media before. Allegedly, there was a story where DC Young Fly and Spoken Reasons were both attending the BET Hip Hop Awards one year. And it was one of the years where it was probably DC's breakout year. You know what I'm saying? That year where he was everywhere. He hosted like the little digital award show and all that stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, DC's the man. So, apparently, this is how legend has it, DC Young Fly and Spoken Reasons end up meeting, like, red carpet, like, outside of the actual award show, just kind of like mingling, like, how you see celebrities doing before the show starts. They all outside talking to one another in fancy clothes and shit. And apparently what happened was, once again, this is alleged, this is what I heard, DC Young Fly, and I think this was according to, I think this was the 2015 BET Hip Hop Awards, right? So, DC Young Fly, Spoken Reasons, apparently chopped it up. You know what I'm saying? And they was getting along. Like, they dapped each other up. Like, Spoke was like, oh, man, I love what you got going. Like, your grind is crazy. Like, this shit is awesome. And DC Young Fly was like, oh, man, you know what I'm saying? You was that dude. You know what I'm saying? I really, you know what I'm saying? He was giving him props. They were giving each other props. Like, there was no issue. And then suddenly, I don't know what happened between that conversation and the interview that Spoken Reasons did that same day. But someone, I guess they saw him talking to DC Young Fly, which, you know, as a nigga, if I was working the event and I had to interview people, I would definitely love to speak to Spoken Reasons after I saw him speak to DC Young Fly, because it's kind of like, you know what I'm saying, slick, like it ain't old school, but it is slick, kind of like as like when you think about the proportion that time just seems to be moving faster on the internet, everything moves fast on the internet. In a lot of ways, it was kind of like old school meets new school, because Spoken Reasons was kind of like that dude, like early 2000s, you know what I'm saying, and the early 2010 years, the 2010s, and then kind of DC Young Fly was kind of becoming that dude in the later 2010s, now being 2020, you know what I'm saying? So to see those guys, especially with us being black folks, it's always good to see us getting along when we do the same thing. So as an interviewer, I would have definitely wanted to speak to Spoken Reasons about DC Young Fly if I seen him having a conversation early that day, and I'm a guy that's interviewing people. I would interview him, and of course, the interviewer did what anybody do. He's like, oh man, I saw you talking to Spoken Reasons earlier. Are you guys planning on collabing or anything like that? Can we expect the DC Young Fly and Spoken Reasons video coming soon? And he was just on some shit like, I mean, you know, I respect homie grind and everything, but I don't really think he that funny. We probably not gonna work together or some shit. And I was like, whoa. And DC, of course, didn't appreciate that, because like any real nigga, he would be like, why wouldn't you say some shit like that to my face? Like, why we all cool buddy when we having a conversation, but then you go do an interview and you got all this greasy ass shit to say. And, you know, bruh never really answered that shit. So between the whole Spoken Reasons, between the whole DC Young Fly and Spoken Reasons thing, it's off real obvious that they don't get along. Now, what we have come to learn about the Emmanuel and Spoke side of the altercation was that allegedly, after the whole asking all them questions, okay, so I'm gonna give y'all a play-by-play. I'm just gonna go ahead and tell y'all what Emmanuel said in his live not too long ago about this. It was like a week or two ago, and he basically said that Spoken Reasons flew him out, put him in the studio, cause that's another thing. Spoken Reasons has definitely bragged. That's another thing I meant to say when they asked him about Emmanuel in interviews. He definitely brags about the fact that he put that man on his first plane and he put him in the studio for the first time, which Emmanuel Hudson did not deny. He said he was the first person to fly me out. He did an interview with me for his channel, and then we did the video for the song in his car with his assistant in the background. And yeah, that was what it was. And he was like, you know, they had this whole plan to drop the video at the same time. And back then, Emmanuel didn't know that whoever drops the video, like regardless of ownership, according to YouTube's rules, whoever drops the video first is the one that gets the money, right? And Emmanuel did not drop it first. Spoke dropped it first, but he tricked them. He made it seem like they were going to have a specific day, a month out for them to drop the video. But Emmanuel was really hot at the time. And Spoke was still really hot at the fucking time. So Emmanuel wanted to drop the video early, but he did not have possession of the actual file, so he didn't have the power to make that decision. He basically was waiting on Spoken Reasons to edit it and send him a copy. Like, he was supposed to send him a copy of the file once it was finalized. And what ended up happening was he kept pressuring him to drop the video, and then he just said he wanted to build up to it, and you know what I'm saying. So Spoke then dropped the video, and in the midst of all this happening, Emmanuel Hudson and his brother Philip, you know, EP Hudson Brothers, dropped Ratchet Girl Anthem. You know what I mean? Like, that song went platinum. It was one of the biggest comedy songs of the last decade. As far as like straight up comedy songs go, it's one of the biggest of the decade. So by all means, they definitely earned their spot the moment that video dropped and started singing like it did. Well, they dropped the video. The shit started getting hot. So now Emmanuel and his brother are even hotter than they were before. And because of this, Spoken Reasons decides he wants to drop the video that they did because he's hot right now. And then he tells Emmanuel, okay, we're gonna drop. I'm just using imaginary dates because I can't remember the specific dates he said, but it was like January, and it was like, let's say it was the middle of the month, so let's just be like, oh, okay, he said we're gonna drop it January the 16th, right? Still ain't sent on the file yet. And then so Emmanuel's waiting on just calling it January the 16th, because don't quote me on the dates, but the events are right. He's waiting on that day, and he still hasn't received the video file yet for the video in question, right? And then the next thing he knows, Spoken Reasons drops the video a day before he said that him and Emmanuel going to drop it at the same time. He dropped it a whole day ahead of time, racked up all those views very quickly, and he still hadn't sent Emmanuel the file. Emmanuel was calling and asking, trying to figure out, yo, what's going on? Like, hey, man, you know what I'm saying? We getting ready to drop this shit. I need the video file so we can do this shit at the same time. And he didn't answer. So Emmanuel, being still young and new in the game, he was just excited. So he took Spoken Reasons link and dropped it to his channels, like all his socials and shit like that. He tweeted it out, he sent it out, and it blew up even faster than it was already going. And then Spoke did not respond, didn't send him the file. He called him like 1,000 times. He never sent the file, according to what he said. So a whole fucking year goes by, apparently. And some kind of way, they finally end up talking after a year's time. And he's like, hey, man, because at the time, like, he just gave up and he got his homeboy to, because at this point, niggas ain't really know how to download videos off YouTube. That was like a thing that only a few people knew how to do. But Emmanuel's homeboy was one of them. So he showed him how to download the video off YouTube, and then he re-uploaded it to his page. Of course, it doesn't have the same amount of views as the one on Spoken Reasons page has. And then this is when he finds out that it doesn't matter, even though that is your song, Spoken Reasons is gonna get all the money for this song, for the video for this song on YouTube. So he figured that out. Now he's pissed, and he talked to this man till a whole year later. And bro was just like, he still hadn't sent him the file. He was like, oh, wait, I skipped the part, because before the whole year went by, this is what happened. He did get in contact with Spoken Reasons on the day that the video was going crazy. And he was like, oh, man, this video doing some crazy numbers. He was like, yeah, man, go ahead and send me the file. So, you know what I'm saying? Because we supposed to drop it on the same day. He was like, all right, cool. My bad, bro. I sure forgot to send that to you. Look, I'm at the movies right now. I'm going to send it to you when I get home. First of all, that's bullshit. Second of all, he gets home. Emmanuel manages to get in contact with Spoken Reasons' assistant, right? And this man, he spoke to her because he spoke to bro 3 times before he got all the way mad at him. The second time he spoke to him, he was like, oh shit, you know what? I was supposed to send you that video when I got home, but my homeboy got my laptop. As soon as he bring it back, I'm going to send it to you, bro. Meanwhile, days are going by and video views are racking the fuck up, right? Next thing you know, he finally calls him a third time and gets through, and his assistant picks up the phone. Now, keep in mind what I'm about to tell you. He calls Spoken Reasons, and his assistant answers the phone, and his assistant told him that he can't get in contact with Spoken Reasons right now because he just changed his number, because the video is so popular, people are blowing his phone up, so now he has to change his number. And his assistant does not have his new number, and I'll have to get back in touch with you when I do. And after that, a whole year went by. This man they never spoke, like, anything. And a whole year goes by, and nothing, right? So, like I mentioned earlier, a couple of years ago, people started asking Spoken Reasons, what was going on? What was the deal? Can't slide through today's episode without mentioning our wonderful, wonderful sponsors. Huge shouts out to Sweet K's Cakery. You guys got a sweet tooth for something? You need something for a birthday party or a gender reveal or a baby shower, grown-up birthday party or a kid's birthday party. Whatever you need, man. When it comes to shit like cakes, cupcakes, and cake pops, y'all can make sure y'all holler at Sweet K's Cakery. They gonna get you all the way right, fulfill that sweet tooth. Speaking of customized, holla at Creative Customs if you want custom-made apparel, clothing, and accessories. When it comes to shirts, drawers, socks, bras, and all, designer and generic brands. If you want that shit to be customized, holla at Creative Customs to customize it all. Can't forget about 25.8 to get your next favorite internet radio station. And it's actually being presented by our next sponsor, Marketing the Pie Marketing and Management Services. Are you an artist like me? Or, you know what I'm saying, like a comedian or a singer, rapper, or you do something online, or maybe you have a business that you have going, but you don't got time to be sitting there trying to endlessly market yourself all day. That's a huge trap that a lot of people are falling into. Well, fuck all that shit. Look, just holla at Marketing the Pie. They'll take care of all your marketing and your business and artist management needs while you can focus on your product and or your art. Holla at Marketing the Pie. Finally, we gotta introduce you guys to our newest sponsor for Urban Nerd Weekly, and that is Project South. It's held up right here in Atlanta, Georgia, and if you guys have never heard of them before, here's a little background info. Project South is a movement-building organization founded in 1986 to strengthen community organization, develop accessible political education, and build people-centered infrastructure in the United States South. Based in Atlanta, Project South cultivates productive space for social movement leaders, organizations, and collaborations to build people power from the bottom up. Our work is informed by historical legacy and root cause analysis of our social and economic conditions. Project South recognizes the powerful role of media and communication in educating and activating our communities to work for racial, economic, and social justice, and remains committed to developing movement-driven communications infrastructure in the region. We'll be talking to you guys more about Project South as season 6 unfolds, because they are our newest sponsor and they're the first sponsor that we're going to be involved with some community outreach programs with. So I definitely want you guys to keep your ears peeled so you can be listening up when we be out and about in the streets promoting everything with Project South. And that is all for our sponsors.
They were asking him all those questions into today's.
No, but for real though, they have been asking him that for a while, and then finally a year after everything, he was in a magazine, I think it was Essence magazine, where EP Hudson Brothers had their own page, Spoken Reasons had his own page, they interviewed him or whatever, and Spoken Reasons said, they asked him about E-Man, and he said he birthed him, he discovered him, he put him in the game. That's what he said, and Emmanuel naturally felt some type of way about this, given the whole story that we just, that I just told you guys about them working together and dodging him for a year, and then coming out coming out of the woodworks and saying, I made you. That's crazy. So I said all that to build up to the actual episode of Wild 'N Out that Spoken Reasons was on. Now I done told you about his little issue with Nick and DC Young Fly, and of course Emmanuel, who has the most direct issue with him, of course. But they really did keep it professional that episode. I meant to mention that. They kept it real professional, and when it came to the Wild Style, you know what I'm saying, that's when shit got real. And of course, DJ D-Rick cut the music, and E-Man, once it was Spoke came at Emmanuel Hudson first, and then E-Man just ethered him. He just destroyed, it was, the last couple of years, if he had to put that in a diss track, that would have been one of the hardest verses in a diss track in the last 10 years. Especially considering neither one of these niggas is a gangster. So you gotta say some fire ass, real nigga, expose a motherfucker type shit in order to get that from me. And I'm telling you, that shit was, but he lit his ass up. And yeah, so after that, the internet was on fire Because, this is three of the biggest names as far as internet comedians go. DC Young Fly, Emmanuel Hudson, Spoken Reasons. Like, man, this is the kind of shit that people been waiting on. You know what I mean? So they had a little, back and forth with the words on Wild Style. And then allegedly, and I don't believe this, but I'm just telling y'all that this is part of the legend, that they got into it backstage after the episode was done filming. So I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not, but I don't believe it because I felt like that would have been a little harder to, you know what I mean? Like, it wouldn't have been something like you see how it's going, like it went around like a rumor. It would have been receipts. You know what I mean? Like, if those two or three had gone at it, there would have been too many receipts because somebody would have got paid for that money shot of either Spoke DC or E-Man getting knocked the fuck out by one of the aforementioned people. So yeah, I don't think it went down. But hey, that's just my opinion. Whatever, just if you was into this story, go ahead and drop your opinion in the comments of the show wherever you're listening from, whether it be one platform or another, SoundCloud, Stitcher, TuneIn, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, whatever have you, man. Just tell me what you think happened. I don't think they got into a fight, but that was one of the bigger, as far as non-COVID-19 stories that I saw in the off season of Urban Nerd Weekly. And yeah, man, and of course, on to the next story. This dude seems to make his way into the last 2 or 3 freaking first episodes of a season. Tekashi 6ix9ine. If you didn't think he could make any more news, Tekashi 6ix9ine is out of jail. Yes, that's right. I'm sure anybody that's been following this character, definitely around the time the COVID-19 starting to hit, Tekashi 6ix9ine developed the bright idea that he wanted to tell the judge that he wanted to get out of jail because he was afraid he might die from coronavirus on the inside. And of course, at first, he was like, no. Fuck, nigga, you gonna stay in jail. This is bullshit. I don't know who the fuck do you think you are? Flash forward to like a week and a half ago. This nigga's out of jail now. I don't know how the fuck he did it, but he is out of jail. He at home chilling. He goddamn on the internet kicking shit like it was before. I mean, he trolling motherfuckers. Like he trolling about snitch. Like, god damn it, you can say what you want to, but this motherfucker stays 10 toes down with who he is on the inside. He lean into this snitching shit. He got like little memes up with a Tekashi little anime as a eating cheese inside of a mouse trap and shit, just not giving a fuck. I mean, still 2 middle fingers to the world. Even after we all saw you telling them motherfuckers. That shit is crazy. I mean, you can say what you want to say, but when that motherfucker dies, he's gonna die being exactly who the fuck he felt like being. And that's almost hero worthy. But that is all for today's Nerd News Update. We are going to slide on over to some news type content, which is Rona Watch. Lots been going on with the coronavirus. Of course, it's the biggest thing that hit planet Earth since like the Spanish flu, like 100 and something years ago and shit. So we all just in this weird space of not knowing what the fuck to do with ourselves. Like, these people at home every day. They've never sat at home every day. And they are losing their fucking minds. And then there's people that are sitting at home every day that's been sitting at home every day. And those are the people that you actually see tweeting and Instagramming and Facebook posting about losing their minds at home because, well, they're used to this shit already. So of course they had memes on deck. Why you think they was ready already? They've been at home. But one of the craziest things I think I've seen over the hiatus of the show is that people were injecting themselves with like disinfectant, like bleach and Lysol and shit to battle the coronavirus. What the fuck? Who the fuck said that was an idea? Oh, wait. Here it says Trump. I don't even need to fucking read how he had anything to do with it. But the fact that Trump. Oh, apparently Trump said something along the lines of maybe if you know what I'm saying, sunlight and disinfectant, maybe if you get it into your body. Like, come the fuck on, people. Come the fuck on. Like, if y'all listening to this shit, y'all are definitely sheeple. I don't, and you know, I thought it had got bad. I thought the world had officially went to hell when motherfucking teenagers was eating Tide Pods and shit a couple of years ago. And now this. And not only now this, but those motherfuckers don't even see, like, because of this now. This is normal. Your president told you, it's fucking try to get sunlight. It's like, get as much light to kill the bacteria, to kill the virus, I'm sorry. He probably said bacteria too, stupid motherfucker. But yeah, so sunlight, disinfectant. So yeah, just go ahead and, you know, do a line of some laundry detergent and shove a flashlight up your ass. Basically is what President, I'm not calling him president, Mr. Trump said. And we only use a Mr. in a loose terminology right about now. That's just to identify which, you know, motherfucker I'm talking about with the last name Trump. But yeah, people are doing, like, so some people, I mean, I hope to God that, you know, you heard this shit and you had enough sense to not do it. But if you're one of the unfortunate motherfuckers that were in a panic mode and thought that this was a good idea, I sincerely hope you re-examine how gullible, like, once you get out of the hospital, you should re-examine just how gullible you are with this shit. In other Rona Watch related ish, here in the hometown of Georgia, Governor Kemp has decided to start opening shit back up around town. Word on the street has it that these niggas don't want to fit the bill to have us sitting at home and collecting unemployment checks and shit. So they're like, fuck it. Let's let some of them die. Like, all right, look, we can't fucking afford this shit, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna open everything back up. Well, first we're gonna make sure all the black people got their stimulus check, so they can, as soon as they get that shit, we already know they finna hit the store, they finna hit the Walmarts, they finna stimulate the fuck out of the economy, right? And then after that, all right, let's open up some shit, get some more people out. Well, what are we gonna open up? Bars, hair salons. Hair salons, barbershop, nail shops. I'm sorry, but all the shit y'all talk about open up is just shit that niggas do. Like, so what? Y'all want more niggas to come? Okay, so that's what y'all's plan is, right? Like, let's let some of the niggas get out there, catch this shit, and then they die off, and then we're gonna lock everything back down, right? But it's gonna be so many motherfuckers that's sick and dead from this shit, right? That less people will apply for unemployment on this second round. So, all right, America, let's get ready to fuck them. Is what I imagine the meeting that they had to decide to do this shit was. And you know, since that's happened, when like that happened about a week or two ago. And I say that because I'm losing track of time. Every day feels like Sunday in this bitch, and I can't shake it. But yeah, so we're like, oh yeah, so since like the first 24 hours after Georgia began to reopen, there was 1,000 more cases of COVID-19 in the state of Georgia in 24 fucking hours. I don't know about y'all, but I know about me. I'm gonna keep staying my black ass in the house. I just had a baby. I ain't trying to get my baby sick. I ain't trying to get my lady sick, and I ain't trying to get me sick. So I'm gonna just, you know, be on ice for a minute, right over here. But yeah, man. So that's all we got for this episode's Rona Watch, though. And far as next segment, today's Nerd Money is still kind of Rona related, because I wanted to, you know, just talk for a second about like some of those things that's happened financially since the Rona hit. Like, as far as like, okay, so if you haven't looked far enough into the future to know this already, you should totally understand that we are headed towards some economic crippling point. Like we slick on our way into another like depression type deal as far as the economy goes. I mean, because we all, everything's on ice. A lot of businesses are at a complete standstill right now, and the businesses that are still up, they're receiving a fraction of the profit that they were getting before, and anyone that was struggling probably is going under right about now. So I just want, I want just to let everybody know to try to make the wisest financial decisions that you can. Like, be a real nerd about your fucking money. Like, real talk. It's about to get serious, especially since we all got these little stimulus checks and, the unemployment things going on. And, a bunch of other government, like, institutions are about to be having to give handouts and bailouts and all kind of shit like that. Just be real smart about it. I know you got your stimulus check and you got your little $1,200 and you thinking like, yeah, what I'm saying, this shit could really, help. But think about all of your bills. Just what I'm saying, be smart about it. I know this sounds crazy, but this is a really good time to invest in some shit. Like, anybody that's sitting on enough change to be able to eat and, stay where they staying at, I would advise you to take your money, put it in some stocks and really try to sit down and make some really wise financial moves with your money that you got on your own and from the government. Like, a lot of things right now, like, a lot of things right now are low, like oil. You're noticing right now that the gas price is really low. That's because the price per barrel of oil is low. The housing market is really, travel is really inexpensive right now. You know what I'm saying? Now, we can't go on international flights anymore right now, even though that was a thing going on that happened after this end of season 5. Flights was cheap as fuck, and people my age was flying all around the world for like 2 weeks before they shut that shit down, because you was able to go to like across the fucking world for like $89 or some shit like that on a top flight airline. But niggas, they was trying to still make that money. But yeah, so transportation is pretty inexpensive right now as far as most places go. I mean, even public transportation is like MARTA right now in the city is free now. They've cut a lot of the routes out, but it's still a free ride anywhere you need to go around the city. So, yeah, man, just think about transportation, medicine right now. You know what I'm saying? It's making a lot of money. Like, I'm not promoting that we profit from the pain and loss of other people. However, I am saying, when you're thinking about making some wise financial moves, think about the fact that, you know what I'm saying, the medical field, investing in that's probably going to have a decently high return right now because it's in high demand. The motherfuckers making these masks out here, these the motherfuckers that's really balling out here, bro. Like, these motherfuckers making hand over foot selling these masks out here. So if you looking for a little side hustle, I suggest figuring out the correct way to make these masks and slinging these hoes. I know a couple people doing that shit already, and they already making a fucking killing from it, man. So yeah, this mask thing is probably gonna be a thing from now moving forward in the world, just because this shit is still out here. Please don't forget that once everything is open and we've actually flattened the curve, and it's not a bunch of people getting sick from this shit every other day, it's still gonna be out here, folks. We still gonna we gotta think about the future financially and every other asset. But as far as nerd money goes, you know what I'm saying, just think about the fact that, the economy's finna be in a recession, and you want to invest your money in some shit that A, is doing well right now, and B, is going to be sustainably doing well moving forward into the future. I would definitely put a lot of money into refrigerated transportation right now. If there's any way you know how to get some money into some shit like that, I would do that right now, because they finna, whether y'all like it or not, and y'all will hear my opinion about a lot of this shit in the coming season. We got 12 episodes of the season before, before the season's over, so y'all got plenty of time to hear my opinion about a lot of bullshit like vaccines or whatever. However, them motherfuckers gots to stay cold, and them motherfuckers gots to be moved. So if you trying to make some old motherfucking money, you need to invest your money in cold refrigeration, because that's how they're gonna be transporting a lot of medicine and shit like that too. So that's the nerd word on the streets as far as money goes. And right about now, we're gonna go ahead and get y'all a little, we're gonna talk to you guys about our sponsors. All right, you guys. So today's topic is it's not like anything nerd related. It's really just me related, host related. All right, so you guys probably trying to figure out like where I've been off the scene, or some people already knew, but my little man has been born on April the 10th, which is the day that the season was actually supposed to start. So as you will notice for this week, during this whole Urban Nerd week I'm doing, it's going to be like 5 episodes, and they're all going to be the episodes that were supposed to come out already. So you're still getting all the digital downloads and all of that good stuff for the whole season. It's just that we're going to smash the first half of the season into like 1 week. But that happened because on April the 10th, my son was born. My little man just burst into the world and said, "Hey, everybody, I'm here now." And life is as all the nerd parents on the show that listen to the show already know. When your little dudes and dudettes come into the world, they are your whole world. So they take up that time. So I already was taking 2 weeks off for, my normal hiatus between seasons to make sure that I can get the show to where I want to elevate it at for the next season. So just keep rocking with me, guys. I'm so glad that he's here, man. Like, fatherhood is a feeling that you just can't put into words outside of like blinding joy. Like no other feeling really compares, So of all the guys that have been listening to the show for like 2 or 3 seasons straight now, you guys heard me announce on season 3 that he was going to be here. You heard me announce on season 4 that he is almost here. And of course now season 6 pops off with his birth. That's awesome. I couldn't ask for a better way to start my personal season 6 than with his birth. So that's what's going on over here, Urban Nerd headquarters. So like I said, some of the changes, y'all gonna notice a few more segments on the show coming up. We gonna bring it, like I said, we bringing back Nerd Money. The Nerd News update, as you'll notice, is gonna be a little bit shorter, but mostly because it's just I'll be dragging on and talking about shit a lot, and plus a lot of the news has a lot to do with the coronavirus, so we gave it its own news section called the Rona Watch. So yeah, man, you guys will also notice some new stuff like we'll be having, we added comedy. I told you all this stuff at the top of the show, just reminding you, like, we injecting some new stuff. You guys gonna probably be seeing us around the web a little bit more, getting a little bit more going around the show. We got a couple of, like, even in the midst of me recording this episode of the show, there are even more new announcements to be made. So I'll be making them on the next show, which will be, tomorrow, because like I said, this whole week, first 5 episodes coming out back to back to back every single day, getting you upside head with another episode. So yeah, man, y'all go ahead and keep rocking with us, man. I'm so glad for everybody that's been supporting the show and congratulating me on Baby Nerd being here, because a lot of Earthlings gang are in the Facebook group I created for my son. It's a private group just for family and friends and stuff like that. So some of Earthlings gang is actually family and friends. So and anybody that's in that it was involved, I should go without saying, but I say it anyway. Thank you guys so much for all the help and support that everybody gave us, and to getting him ready to come into the world. And now he's here, and because of everybody that helped out, we have everything we need for our little man to get a good little start in this world. He's got 2 parents that love him to death. Lady A and I are just elated that Baby Nerd is here now. So but that's basically what's been going on. So what I'm saying, we're finna be hitting y'all upside the head, like I said, every single day for the next week, breaking y'all off for the first week of May. And yeah, man, thanks for tuning in and nerding out, man. But yeah, before we get up out of here, we gotta hit y'all with these shout outs real quick. Alright guys, things are winding down. We're about to roll out of the show real quick. But before I go, I gotta remind you guys about some of my buddies out here in these streets. Now, I already told you about some of the Earthling gang member promotions we had. My boy Bobby Abercrombie, my boy Greg Love, my guy Django Fett, aka Zay, my guy Case Crawford, and of course, y'all know Nano Kitty Cat is a new general over the army. We also have friends of the show and some of mine that we like to mention and let you guys know about some projects they have going on at the end of every episode. So first up, my boy Von Roberts. He's a guy that I met online from way across the water in California. I mean, not across the water, but across the city, across the nation, across the country. What the fuck am I trying to say? He's from LA. We met online. We both do comedy, and he is crushing it, in my opinion, right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, in all honesty, he's gonna be that person that a lot of people are talking about in, like, the next year and a half or so. He's crushing this shit. Y'all heard me talk about his last special, Nightcap EP. His last YouTube special, which was available on Spotify and Apple Music as well. And now he just dropped a new one, also available on the same platform, Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube. His new special is called I Hid the Car Seat For You. And like I said, you can watch the whole thing on YouTube, or you can listen to the audio version on Spotify, Apple Music. But I left the car seat, it's actually called I Hid the Car Seat For You. First of all, fucking funny ass title already. Second of all, like I said, my buddy Von is crushing this shit. So if y'all already not a fan, you late as fuck. Go ahead and Google this dude. Find his shit. Listen, watch, repeat. Also, can't forget about my guy Cool Cutlass. Cool Cutlass is actually back in town. He hit me up a couple of days ago, and he's gonna chop it up about some other stuff. But I think we're gonna have Cool Cutlass on the show again this season. Yeah, you guys seem to really like the interview. This is my most viewed video on YouTube right now, is his interview. So I'm really excited about that. I'm sure he is as well. So we probably gonna have Cool Cutlass back on this season. So if you guys want to hear more Cool Cutlass, especially when they get ready to drop some new music. I was online the other day. He said he got like 3 more like 2 more mixtapes dropping, and like 2 more videos, and like a new song coming out like this week and shit. Like not all of that this week, but the new song this week, like 2 new videos next week, and then by like the end of the month, I think he's supposed to be done drop like 2 more tapes. So make sure y'all, but until then, make sure you guys check out Heartache PKB, available on Spotify, Apple Music, and all streaming platforms. And you can catch all of the music videos from the project are already available on YouTube. That is all we have for today's show. Shouts out to you guys for tuning in and nerding out with me. Big shouts out to the team and all our friends and the family and the sponsors. You guys help make Urban Nerd Weekly what it is, and hopefully we can keep improving on the show like we have been, man. I love you guys like always. My name is Space. I was here, but now I'm